Who doesn't want to retire early these days? Kick back, relax, and enjoy a stress-free life without anyone telling you what to do. Early retirement isn't only good for your health, but it also gives you a chance to start your own career or travel to exotic places or do whatever your heart desires. Complete control over how we spend our time. Well, sign us up. If you, like us, find this way of living rather attractive, then you've come to the right place. Today, we've come up with 7 major tips that would help you retire young and healthy. Tip 1. Try your best to avoid the debt monster. These days, debt has become a major concern for young adults, whether it's in the shape of a student loan or mortgage. If you're hoping for an early retirement, then debt is the first thing you need to knock out the park. So on your early retirement checklist, debt is the first thing that you should take care of. Think of it like this. You plan on running a kingdom and making yourself the ruler. But how will you do that if you've yet to defeat the monster that's currently terrorizing the kingdom? So, soldiers, wear your armor and get ready to slay this beast. If you somehow are still safe from this monster, then try your best to not engage. It's better to let it rest, far, far away from you. Tip 2. Invest the extra money. Now that you've slain the mighty debt monster, let's move on to the second tip of today. Do you ever happen to find some leftover money in your bank account towards the end of the month? It shouldn't be. Money, when it's sitting still, provides us with a lot of temptation. Almost all of us are guilty of daydreaming several different ways to spend that little extra money. The best thing you can do is invest it. As you grow older, you're going to gather responsibilities. So it's always good to have a considerable amount of cash, which continues to grow once you've retired. Growing up, we are sure you were told to put 15-20% of your monthly income in a savings account. While it's good to have some money stored for a rainy day, it's also important to know that this money is sitting in your account idly. Instead, maybe try investing 15% of your monthly income into mutual funds while 5% goes into a savings account. And if you're feeling a bit daring, then why not invest more than 15%? It's completely up to you. Talk about killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Tip 3. Passive income. Passive income. Oh, and did we mention passive income? Like Warren Buffett says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work forever. Whether it's in the form of a side hustle or other forms of passive income, this form of income lets money do the work for you while you chill. Passive income is basically any form of work that doesn't require your full attention. This can help you in creating a salary for yourself without having to lift as much as a finger. Sounds perfect if you ask me. The best kind of passive income comes from generating assets. This includes rental properties, dividends from stocks or mutual funds, P2P lendings, or even annuity plans. Apologies for throwing around some Wall Street terms, but you must learn to dabble with them if during retirement you plan on cruising the Pacific on your very own boat. The earlier you begin earning some passive income, the better, because then you'll be able to funnel some money towards your investments or your retirement plan. You could even make a substantial contribution to your health savings account, which is something we talk about later in this video. Tip 4. Don't hold back the money. Let it grow. Most of us think that our money is safe in bank accounts, where the dark world of losses and gains would stay away from it. We're here to tell you that no, this isn't the case. Sleeping on huge piles of money may be pretty comfortable, mind you. We aren't speaking from experience, but it's important to not conceal or hide it. Instead, you should let it grow. Yes, that was indeed a Frozen reference. Taking a few long shots isn't a bad idea, especially if you're young and can afford it. You never know that the new currency you're investing in might just turn out to be the next jackpot. And just to avoid any potential legal notices, no, we are not asking you to invest in any and everything. Scams such as these are only here for our mild amusement and should never be taken seriously. But if you do see a promising tech company with a bright future, or any other startup with high potential, then don't be scared to invest in it. Tip 5. Step up your health game. One major concern people have with early retirement is health care, and once you begin to age, you're definitely going to need it. Losing your health care from work can feel bad, but it's definitely not as hard as it's often painted. Health savings accounts are the right way to go when saving for health expenses. These are also offered with various healthcare plans which allow your savings to grow. You're also allowed to make withdrawals for certain expenses without any fees. These accounts aren't at all dependent on your employers, and the saved up amount can be used in retirement years if you need it. This is a plan definitely worth consideration. But before you drag yourself down worrying about different healthcare plans, assess your situation. You might not even need that much money saved in healthcare. There are several advisors which provide you personal health care estimates after a rigorous regimen of tests. That, although it sounds very unpleasant, is definitely something we recommend you to try out. You might also want to cut those cigarettes or excessive clubbing if you can't afford to spend a large portion of your retirement income on healthcare. Looking after your daily diet or exercise is also very important. You might have to make a diet plan and less of your favorite foods, but it's all for a greater good. Start eating healthy from today and look for the right health savings account for you. Tip 6. Cut all those extra costs. Early retirement is definitely not going to be a walk in the park. Whether you decide to pull all stops and live like Jay Gatsby, or you plan to live in a tiny house with minimum expenses, post-retirement budgeting is still something you need to worry about. Figure out what your responsibilities are and plan accordingly. You should include your utility bills, groceries, recreations, and some money in case of emergencies. Make sure that your budget is pretty flexible and easily adaptable. You should also get ready to say goodbye to some expenses that you'll do pretty well without. We understand that it's a little heartbreaking, but you might have to cut down on a few La-Z-Boy recliners or maybe some extra pets. But hey, if you're able to invest your assets wisely and manage streams of passive income, like we mentioned earlier, then you just might be able to afford them. Tip 7. Major transition incoming. Brace yourself. Even with all your retirement mapped out clearly in front of you, it might feel very different from the way you want it to be. You might find yourself bickering with your partner about trivial issues or even feeling very lonely. These are common occurrences, and you shouldn't let them hold you back. Plan out what you want from this chapter of life and get ready to ask some serious questions. You should also involve your loved ones in this conversation. Go in for work only a few days a week while you adjust to your new life for the rest. Remember to maintain contact with at least some of the humans from outside and don't get too comfortable at home. After all, retirement should be about you stepping out of your shell and not having to conform to just one thing. Just remember that you don't have to do whatever everyone is doing. The days of being a part of the herd are way past us. Do what feels like you and do what feels right. That's a wrap for this video. Do you have any other tips on how to retire healthy and young? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.